Why, without my Tigger stripes, I'm nothing but a second-rate Tigger. If my friend Piglet was here, I just know that he could help me track down my Tigger stripes.
Thought Tigger, falling asleep, and that's exactly what he dreamt about.
Hi there, Piglet.
No, it's atrocious, Syphilis. No Tigger stripes on a Tigger? It just can't be. Oh, my stripes.
Hurry, Piglet! We've got to catch Tigger!
Well, all right. I guess I could help.
It's my Tiggery stripes!
Tigger!
Piglet thought that perhaps by turning the woozle-go round, it would help to better reflect the sun's rays on the snow. Piglet had found a balloon at the carnival.
Roo!
Piglet!
Roo, do you know where Tigger is?
I think he's too embarrassed to be seen without his stripes. He bounced to the top of that tree. I didn't even think Tiggers could bounce that high.
But we really should try to make him feel better, don't you think, Roo?
Oh yes, Piglet. I think there's another way to reach him. Let's go around to the other side. This way.
Phew.
Piglet borrowed the snowman's broom, and he didn't mind a bit. A large heap of snow was blocking the way. Piglet would need to clear a path through it to make his way to Tigger's house. Removing leaves from the path is always important on a blustery day. Luckily, Piglet had borrowed the broom. Piglet now had a full honey pot.
Hello there, Piglet. I don't suppose you're looking for Tigger, but if you are, I saw him just a bit ago. At least I think it was him. For you see, the Tigger I think I saw did not have any stripes, so I'm not sure it was our Tigger after all.
And this honey pot would make one bear we know very happy. And this honey pot would make one bear we know very happy. It was such a blustery day that a large amount of autumn leaves had piled up. And so Piglet arrived to the entrance of a carnival. But, as with all carnivals, an entry ticket would be necessary to pass the turnstile. Piglet had found a shovel.
Piglet, you should keep moving. Don't want you to catch cold. The winter is extra blustery this year.
Oh, well, you should go inside, Rabbit. You're shivering.
No, not too cold for me. I've got work to do. You see, I'm looking for some rare seeds of a special kind of giant, extra delicious carrot. They only come out in the winter, and it's very hard to find them. But Piglet, if you do happen across one, please bring it to me so I can plant it in my garden.
Piglet had found a seed for a large carrot.
Look at this! A giant carrot seed! Oh, thank you, Piglet. I shall go immediately back to my garden and start planting. Now then, do take my hot water bottle to warm yourself.
Yes, Rabbit was very happy, and to thank his dear friend, he gave Piglet a kettle of hot water.
Are you okay, Pooh Bear?
Oh, yes, Piglet. I'm quite well. I have just been following this butterfly, but now my tummy's too rumbly to follow any longer. Perhaps if I had a small smackerel of honey, my tummy would be ready for some more following. And I'm quite sure that one pot would be enough.
Hot water. Now, isn't that just what's needed for melting ice?
Oh, wonderful. It's honey.
Oh, do slow down, Pooh Bear, or you may get a tummy ache.
Is it finished already? Oh, yes. Just the sticky part is left. Well, now, I do believe that I could use just a small smackerel more.
Pooh Bear, would you know how to make this ice go away?
Well, Christopher Robin once told me that shouting very loudly can break glass. Do you suppose that ice would break too? From shouting very loudly, that is. I guess we shall never know unless we try. Hello, honeypots! You know, I don't think that my songs are meant for very loud singing. Perhaps you should try, Piglet.
Okay, Pooh Bear, I'll try. La 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 la.
Think. You know, perhaps if we had a higher voice, such as Rose, it would work. I shall go look for him. I think that he is somewhere nearby. I think we're missing a bridge. The bridge for me to cross over, that is. No, I can't remember why I want to cross the river again. Think. Oh well, never mind. I shall go see Piglet again. Perhaps he has another pot of honey for me. It's rather sorry, Piglet. I must have slipped.
Oh, but look, Pooh, look! You've cleared the way.
Oh,
And here's some honey just like you wanted.
oh my. Thank you, Piglet.
Hot water. Now, isn't that just what's needed for melting?
Everything will be all right, Piglet.
Piglet, we still need help to climb up and rescue Tigger. I think we need a whoopee flower. They're good for bouncing real high.
Under his feet, Piglet noticed the smallest of holes, the ideal place to plant a seed. On the archery stand, a dart was set right in the center, but not set very firmly. And so Piglet rescued the whoopee flower seed that had been frozen in the ice. Once planted in the ground, the seed would need water if it was to grow properly.
Huh?
This is good bouncing. Tigger?
Tigger?
This is a catastrophe.
Tigger, you're all orange.
Have you really lost your stripes, Tigger?
Yeah. And a Tigger with no stripes is the worstest kind of a Tigger. I guess I'll just have to be a stripeless Tigger forever.
Aww, poor Tigger.
Oh, don't worry, Tigger. We'll get your stripes back for you.
For reals? Oh, thanks, Piglet, old pal. You know, I saw them striping these spots off towards the carnival. Maybe you could try looking there. It looks like my balloonie is blocking the way.
We're gonna have to pop it, Piglet, so we'll need something kind of sharp.
A magnetic magnet. How useful. On the archery stand, a duck.
Huh? Oh!
Brave little Piglet succeeded in removing the dart.
Phew. Oh,
Piglet then picked up a ticket.
Piglet!
Roo, have you seen Tigger's stripes?
Yes, I've seen them this way. They're hidden in the haunted house, but the gate is locked. Wait, Piglet! I've got an idea on how to open it. Oh, hooray! It works! I found a strange sign on the ground. Do you think a heffalump or a woozle could have dropped it? Maybe if you find the other 3 symbols, you can open this gate.
The painting depicting summer was missing the sun symbol. And Piglet found what seemed to be a sun symbol. Undoubtedly, this sun symbol belongs to a larger painting. So Piglet picked up what appeared to be a snowflake symbol. The candlestick had gone out. All Piglet had to do was to use a candle to light it up again. Piglet had found a candle.
Piglet, it's Tigger's stripes! Catch them all, hurry! Aw, shucks. Yippee! That was great, Piglet! You caught all of Tigger's stripes. Now let's get them back to Tigger. Let's go! Piglet, look! It's a message from Tigger!
What does it say, Roo?
I think Tigger's trying to tell us he locked himself in the haunted house so that no one will have to look at a stripeless Tigger.
That sure doesn't sound like our Tigger.
I guess losing his stripes has really made him scared. Oh, Piglet, we just have to find Tigger and his stripes.
Huh?
What? You again? You don't give up, do you? All right, let's go.
Tigger was...
Piglet, is that you? Thank you, Piglet. I sure did miss my Tiggery stripes.
Oh, Tigger, where have you been?
I got all surrounded by Woozle Sea, so I bounced in here to think of a plan for getting past them. But thanks to you, this place is Woozle free. You know, Piglet, old pal, I think that you might be just almost as brave as a Tigger, almost.
Oh, you really think so?
Why, you betcha!
And so it was that thanks to his dream, Tigger understood that even if his friend Piglet did not look like a Tigger, he certainly had the courage and strength of one.
I'm back to being my same old self with all my Tiggerific stripes. And it's thanks to you, Piglet.